606, 105 North Avenue, 52.
Prepare to be fucked by the long dick of the law.
This isn't happening. Everyone look away, please. Nothing to see here.
You can't break those cuffs.
Make him away, Ty.
Welcome to Thought Cops, the only podcast where every week we police the mean streets of the internet because, hey, somebody's got to do it. And then we let you be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in the court of public opinion. Coming to you live from Neo Chicago, I'm Officer Kevin.
I'm also for hungover.
I would ask how you're doing, man, but you told me all that and more right now. What's
I tell you.
Yeah, you gonna be good to do the show today, or? Okay, that's great. Let's give a quick thank you to our guest from last week, Ian Erickson. And we got a returning champion to the show today. Once again, back on the program is Kris Wilson. How the hell are ya?
Evening, officers. It's a pleasure being detained again. I'm doing good, man. I'm enjoying this wild ride, this really mundane apocalypse. It's great.
It sucks, man.
That's a very good point, man.
The worst apocalypse I've ever had to live through.
Exactly.
It wasn't the one I was expecting.
Like Hollywood and movies, you know, it's like, okay, when the apocalypse happens, it's like, God willing, it'll be like Mad Max Fury Road. But instead, we got this. This is crap.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't get anything like 28 days later. We didn't get anything like the day after tomorrow. We didn't get anything like the hit movie Armageddon. Nothing. Right. It's just a slow, like, annoying apocalypse.
That's the best way to put it. Yeah, it's annoying. It's irritating. It's less,
No soundtrack by Aerosmith. Nope. Just the most exciting thing that happened this week was like Elon Musk unfollowed Grimes on Twitter.
Oh!
Oh, man, I had my eyes on that yesterday, and there's been a lot more crazy stuff to come from the Elon Musk Twitter. It was so back to back and rapid fire that you'll get major whiplash trying to keep up with all of it. And by the time I was reading it, more was coming out. And it's like, oh, man, Jesus. But what else are you going to do when you're stuck inside watching the world burn in an annoying way?
Right.
And yeah, the movies never told us it would be like this. Just an Uber couple arguing on Twitter for millions and millions to see. But that aside, Kris, you are the co-creator of Cyanide Happiness.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have my record.
Yes. We got it all on file here. But as a recap for those who may have missed your appearance last year, if you could talk a little bit about that and Explosm and all that good stuff you've been working on for a long, long time. Yeah,
absolutely. Me and my good friends and colleagues, Rob and Dave, have been making dumb shit on the internet for coming up about 16 years officially. And we somehow still managed to be dumb on the internet successfully. And we make comics. We just make cartoons. We make comics. We make animations. We make shows. We make card games, video games, a bunch of shit that you would get. And, you know, if you watched around people, you'd be like, oh, I'm going to hell for this. Or, oh, don't let grandma play this card game with us. That kind of stuff. And all people with the dark sense of humor welcome. That we do offensive stuff, not because we try to, but because we found out we're offensive.
Yeah, these days, you know, it's someone will always tell you. But I think that, you know, getting through dark times, I personally believe a dark sense of humor is a great way to get through that.
Right. It's how I'm managing to have a great time right now.
Yeah.
And we certainly try. Isn't that right, Grant?
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean,
Try
I feel like
is
my dark
the
sense of
stronger.
humor lately has just been like watching myself slowly go completely insane.
That's funny for me.
It is, it is funny.
Hell yeah. Early onset senility. Like soon you'll be
Yeah.
able to yell at kids in Walmart and nobody will bother you about it. They'll be like,
Hopefully
"Oh,
not.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're
that's
getting
the
there
dream.
rapidly. So yeah, well, and you guys are still putting out content during all this these unprecedented times.
That's right. Unprecedented times. We keep it rolling. We're doing shows that are unrelated with Cyanide Happiness, and we are since I talked to you guys last time, it's still a bit of status quo, making
That's
new
great,
games,
yeah.
making new shit.
And I think that's the good thing about, you know, being any sort of internet content creator. This, you know, in these trying times, we're the cockroaches, you know. Look at Hollywood. Look at all the big movie productions, television productions. They're halted. Nothing.
That's true. It's
And
true.
we're here in our bedrooms, setting the world on fire.
Yeah, we're prevailing. Take that, Hollywood.
Exactly.
I bet they feel very foolish right now.
I bet they feel a little bit threatened by us.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
it's
absolutely.
it's funny. You got so many actors and stuff that are like, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel.
Yep.
Like Brie Larson did that, and she has like 4 million YouTube subscribers right now, and it's just like, man, fuck it, fuck everything. All I
Yeah.
have to do is be born into a rich family, and I can do whatever the fuck I want instead of working hard and like creating a craft or something. Just fuck it. Just make a YouTube channel, Brie Larson. Shit on my dreams directly.
That's the rules.
Speaking of shitting on dreams, we've been a lot more active on Twitch recently. Give us a follow, give us a subscription over at twitch.tv/thoughtcops. We have, we've been, trying to be more active on there lately during these curious times.
Oh. I thought you were going to try and pronounce unprecedented again.
I got nothing else for that one.
Yeah, I had my money on trials and tribulating.
I'll probably use that next time it comes up.
Okay.
So we are on a schedule now on Twitch instead of just doing it whenever the fuck we feel like it and aren't, cripplingly depressed. We are now streaming on Twitch every Tuesday night and every Sunday night from 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to 9 p.m. And if you don't live in Central Standard Time, do the math. It's quite easy to figure out. I'll do it for you. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
What about Mountain Time?
Yeah,
6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Is that right, Chris?
that's right.
Yeah, you're in Colorado, right?
That's right.
Yeah, okay. So yeah,
What kind of streams are you guys doing on Twitch?
lately I have been streaming. I've been doing a playthrough of Link's Awakening remake on Switch.
Okay, right on. Some video game stuff.
Yeah, and me,
mostly.
Grant, and our friend of the show, Nico, have been streaming just random like Smash Brothers matches. Like what did we play for like 5 hours last weekend, Grant?
Yeah, as I was cooking a pizza, just like running off the screen and playing Smash Bros for like 5 hours.
Dude,
Hell yeah.
Shout out to that pizza. Grant made
thank
an
you.
incredible homemade deep dish pizza. And man, I gotta say, Grant, you did a great job.
Oh, thank you. I do what I can with what I got.
We were doing shots of Malort, having a couple of beers, playing some Smash Brothers, and when that pizza came out of the oven,
It was
boy.
perfect timing. I drank an entire bottle of wine, and I was like, I need to eat now. And it was right at that point that it was finished.
And I love how when you took it out of the oven, you like just had this piping hot pie on cam, just so everybody at home could salivate a little and wish they were,
Yeah.
in the room with us.
Wine and pizza, homemade pizza. That's a pinky up night.
Oh yeah, that's how the Italians did it, right? I don't know.
That's true. That is what they did. Because I'm one of those people that I'm like, well, if I'm going to be cooking for all these hours, I might as well just drink a bottle of wine while cooking.
Yeah,
And then by the time it was done, it's like, well, the bottle's gone, and now I can switch to beer. So it was,
And then
it was
it-
one of those.
and then eventually food.
And then eventually food. Well, beer with the food.
beer with the food. I totally understand that. I can understand, like, you know, sometimes when I cook, instead of using an oven timer, I just put a handle of something.
There you go.
And then by the time it's close to the bottom, it's like, oh, I think it's about ready. I think the pizza's about ready.
Ooh, the cheese is golden brown. That kind of lined up right. Great. Moving along to a very famous, very favorite segment of the show, 2 Minutes of Hate, where we like to blanket punish all that annoying crap on the internet that gets under our skin and bothers us and drives us crazy.
Drives us bonkers.
Like Bonkers the cat. I'm logging on Twitter. I'm turning into the character from the Disney cartoon, Bonkers the cat. If
Deep
anyone...
cut.
Seriously, I was like, I that was one of those things where I said it out loud and I'm like, wait, did that really exist, or am I just
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah.
It did. He should be the Thought Cop's mascot, honestly.
Oh, that's right. He was a cop.
He was a cop.
Uh-oh.
Who would win in a fight, him or the Paw Patrol dog?
Good question.
Definitely Bonkers. And I think that Bonkers, because it was in Toontown, which, now that I think about it, was that in the same universe as Roger Rabbit? Anyway, I'm getting
It
off
had the
topic here.
appearance. I would assume. There's so many. I don't
There
even
must
know.
have been.
It's actually Disney that made it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you could tell with the gloves and the feet and hands and big shiny red nose. I wouldn't be surprised if he's arrested Daffy before.
You know what? If it's rabbit season, duck season, who knows? But my 2 minutes of hate this week is people responding on Twitter with "this you" and a screenshot of their avatar or something they put on Twitter 2 days prior.
Right.
Have you guys seen this before?
Yeah.
Yes, lots. Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
it's-
Acknowledge this, and then it's a post. Yeah, is this you?
It's just like it's like such a weak attempt at a got 'em moment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes it's a weak attempt. Sometimes it's like on point. I saw one the other day where some fella, some dude, some bro was like shit talking this woman who was just like a normal looking woman, just what a woman looks like. And he was like, "The bitch, you're so ugly, you know, like you have to get all the men that are like last call at the bar sort of thing." And she posted his screenshot, which he wasn't. He was like what a man looks like, which is significantly worse than what the average woman looks like. And
Agreed.
he was like, time to log off.
Yeah,
she
I
got
will,
his
I will
ass.
agree. I will agree that sometimes it will be on point, but
Yes.
I think it's the phrasing. I think it's the phrasing and the catch-all little soundbite that makes
Right.
it kind of annoying. You just got to subvert it and start just posting "this you" to people and try to get it far off the mark as possible.
Right. It's like, you know, you screenshot them like donating to a charitable cause, like "this you."
Yeah.
You know, that's my punishment. That's my punishment. Yeah, we just screenshot a good deed they did because, for God's sakes, we could use a little bit of positivity.
Yeah, a little bit of positivity, or you could just go abstract with it and be like "this you," and it's just a picture of a package of paper towels or something.
Yeah, or I was going to reference something we talked about off mic.
All right, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, we were for the listeners out there. We spent a good 10 minutes before recording talking about cum-filled tissues for some reason.
Because
Yeah, and being a father.
Chris made some comments about you should sacrifice your firstborn, and I was like, well, I don't have one, but I got a cum tissue in the garbage disposal.
And I said I would gladly take it.
But yeah,
Adopt it. Yeah.
Yeah, raise it as my own.
It's so much funnier recounting the story than it was doing the joke in the first place.
I agree. I just want to see the, you got to have the picture of your pride and joy in your wallet, and
Yeah, this showing it to the guys at work. Yeah, this is my boy. Takes after me.
I want to see the Adam Sandler movie that would be born from this.
Oh my God,
I
absolutely!
can already imagine it.
Like one of his 17 Netflix vehicles with Kevin James and all his friends.
Yeah, all of his friends is their quick paychecks.
So Chris, what's you got a 2 minutes of hate this week? Something that's getting under your skin?
Yeah, when I thought about what 2 minutes of hate I've been thinking about lately, the first thing that came to mind for me is the vanity Snapchat filters. And by that, I mean everything from the way over the top Facetune kind of stuff, where it just kind of makes things noticeably unnatural. And also just the kind of the gender swap filters and stuff. Every time those trends sweep around, and it's like, hey, here's me as a boy, or hey, here's me as a girl. It's always the same joke and the same responses. Everyone is like, oh, I'd fuck you. And stuff like that. All if you're a guy and you do it, all your dude friends are like, dude, I'd fuck you and stuff like that. I never saw any different takes or anything. Just millions of people harping, just chanting the same fucking joke, and then just the weird. You turn on the internet one day and it's nothing but odd looking selfies. It gets under my skin.
And that's kind of like Grant has been complaining about how only straight men hit on him for his calves.
Yeah.
And I do remember, Grant, you did this filter once, and you got a lot of compliments from a lot of straight friends.
Basically every friend that you've ever had in your entire life, no matter what their orientation is, would fuck you so long as you would just like put on a wig. They'd just be like, oh, good enough. Fuck it. Yeah. Sorry, bro.
It's like, why even go through that? You could just turn the lights off.
Well, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, just get out in the dark. After nighttime, just go out and go into a really muddy area and imagine whatever you want with your best friend.
Turn the lights off.
Sounds like summer camp.
Yeah. It's really quiet in our bunk. It's really, really dark.
Grant, you did say that you had some of those priests that were convicted sex offenders when you were...
Right. Well, they weren't...
Should we cut that?
No, you can leave that in. That's true. When I was growing up, there were like 3 priests at the church that I went to, like over the years, and it turns out 2 of them were fucking pedophiles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you said you got off scot-free, correct?
Yeah, I did not. I wasn't an altar boy or anything, so I didn't. I was not one of the people that was victimized by it, fortunately enough. But no, that did happen.
Do you think they knew that the other was also a pedophile? Do you think that they knew and like winked at each other about it or anything like that?
Well, it was like they were like rotated out, so they probably knew as it was happening. Like,
good Lord.
How come Father Tom is leaving? And it's like, he just has to go somewhere else. Let's put in Father Gary. This will be better. It wasn't.
Yeah, he's also a pedophile, but he's just a bit more polite about it, you know? Good replacement.
Yeah.
So, Chris, if you could punish these Snapchat filters, how would you do it?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say fill a room up with piss.
Yes.
Well, no, don't fill it. Don't fill it. Just fill it like maybe a foot tall pool of piss, and then make them stand on their head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just some nice piss punishment.
Some people might be into that.
I was going to say.
Yeah. I kind of didn't think about the punishment. I was too blinded by rage.
Well, you could do like a litmus test ahead of time and like figure out if that's what kind of thing they're into. And if not, put them in the piss room.
Right. If so, then we're going to have to get back to you on the punishment.
Yeah.
If you are into piss.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
How do you feel about poop?
I would imagine even if you were into it, after a while, you would just be like, could I leave now? And it's like, no, this is your house now. Fuck you.
Yeah. I love piss, but I can't stand on my head.
And that's a punishment in and of itself, I'd say.
Yeah.
Grant, what you got for us this week?
I wanted to do like a heavier one. I wanted to be like,
of course,
this cancel culture shit, because in the Discord, we were actually having a pretty like solid discussion about cancel culture, but I don't fucking want to talk about it. It's too much. So instead, I'm going to talk about guitar shaming online.
Oh, okay.
And this has happened to me before. It hasn't happened to me recently, but it's happened to me before. And every once in a while, I'll see someone do it, and it's terrible. You don't do that to people. You don't guitar shame. First of all,
what kind of shaming?
I'll sort of explain it. So,
okay.
You know, first of all, not everybody's a famous fucking, you know, musician that needs a certain type of guitar or whatever. Mm-hmm. that, you know, like one thing you'll get is you'll see someone's playing Landslide by Fleetwood Mac on a YouTube video, and they're playing guitar and it sounds fine and they're doing a good job, and someone looks at the headstock and goes, bro, why are you playing an Epiphone? Those guitars are garbage. Why don't you get a Gibson? And it's like, because I don't have just $1,000 sitting around to buy a fucking Gibson when I'm making YouTube videos in my bedroom. Or
Yeah,
same thing with fucking like the relationship between like the Squier Fenders and the normal Fenders, and people are like, bro, you're playing a Squier? Weak, man. Why don't you just get a normal Fender? And it's like, because I don't have $1,500 to spend on a normal Fender, and I'm not that good anyway.
Has this happened to you?
A couple, because I have an Epiphone acoustic, and I'll like put up videos and stuff, and people will be like, Epiphone? Come on, man, get a Gibson. And it's like, no, I don't want a Gibson. In fact, I got this guitar as a fucking gift. I didn't pay anything for it. I don't want to pay anything for it.
Right. The first thing you want is a guitar in your hands. And then,
right.
Then maybe you could be particular later. I will say, as a bit of devil's advocate, I've seen a type of guitar shaming that I do agree with. Since there's been a lot of people kind of busted online for taking their guitar playing videos and speeding it up. And I've seen people get called out for that. And that is a type of guitar shaming I could understand. But no, the whole like brand trust and peer pressure, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that shit needs to go.
It's lame.
Yeah. And then like, on the other side of it, because I'm like an amateur musician. I've been like all throughout the quarantine. I started picking up piano again, and like just fucking around with it, like drinking heavily at like 4 a.m. And I'm like, I'm gonna play the song by I'll go play Wilco song, and then I'll play and it's 4 a.m. and I'm like fucking up, but it's the most fun I've had playing music in like a decade.
Yeah,
and,
I totally get that.
And so it's like I'm not great, I'm okay. I know notes, I can play chords, it's fine, whatever. I'm having fun with it. But I understand a little bit of music theory. I know how to play music. My hands can go in the right place. I can play a song, whatever. But I've known people throughout the years that have the best equipment, like, American-made Telecasters and just like full drum sets, full PA systems, entire recording studios, and they can't play a song. So it's like all this guitar shaming shit of like, well, you don't have the correct equipment. It's like, but I know people who have had the correct equipment who are garbage, like worse than me, and that's saying something.
Yeah. A lot of people... Yeah, I imagine that the shaming of like, oh, let's just... I feel like it's, for some people, a way for them to say, yeah, I know about guitars. But also without saying anything about the playing, without any...
Exactly. Not like, the fourth chord that you were playing is actually a seventh, and you played, you just played the major. And it's like, oh, well, okay, at least I know that you know what you're talking about, but Another interesting conversation you could have. They try to make a new one where it's like, ESP is better than Ibanez, and that's trying to start a new conversation. They know guitars. My brands.
My brand. Yeah.
Consume.
As far as I definitely amateur musician here as well, play a lot of different stuff. But like, do you find that you're better at any particular instrument when you're drunk?
Guitar, my hands just like know where to go because I've been playing it for longer. Piano, I have to like sit down and like stare at the fucking thing because my hands just they don't understand piano as well as guitar. I feel like is a very easy instrument. Like you memorize what the shapes look like and feel like, and that's just
right.
That's it. Like it makes sense to me in my head. And piano is very, very difficult for me, so I don't play it as much. But I do think that it's more fun, especially when you get good at it and can do things other than just like push out chords, you know?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I definitely, when I get really drunk, I'm way worse at guitar, but manage to do better with drums. I'd say piano, I probably play drunk all the time. Like I don't have a metric to compare it to.
Right.
But yeah, I find it interesting. Like, how I want to do one of those experiments where it's like get a bunch of musicians together and have them play. All right, now this is piano while this person's high, and this is piano while this person's drunk, and get some graphs going.
Hell yeah.
Some sweet
Hitting the drums when you're on
graphs.
shrooms.
Yeah, there you go. Wow, this person's really amazing on piano when they're on PCP. It's crazy.
So, Grant, what's your punishment for these guitar shamers?
Here's I think a solid one. I think that it's sort of like a I'll go with the I won't spin the wheel, but I'll go ahead and go with the monkey paw punishment, which is they get if they're a musician and they judge people based on like what brand they play or what subsidiary of what brand they play or whatever the fuck, if they play music themselves and they play like guitar, they get the pick of whatever brand they want to play, whatever model, their dream guitar, they get access to it. But also the monkey's paw takes away their ability to play. So they get the fucking 68 Stratocaster that they've always dreamed of. It's finely tuned to everything that they want, but they don't remember how to play chords. They can no longer play.
So they're at a party trying to play Wonderwall, and it's just like, hold on a second, guys. Let me, oh boy.
It's always Wonderwall too. Gets people jumping, gets the party going.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Fuck, I used to... Hold on.
Yeah, wait.
What are you playing there, Grant?
God damn, it's supposed to be Wonderwall. Hold on.
What kind of guitar?
Yeah.
It's a fucking 12-string Gibson from 72. It's the best guitar. I've wanted this guitar for so long, and I finally got it, but hold on. Here's Wonderwall.
Yeah, that's...
No, I can do it. I can...
That's
Fuck!
wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm into that. Do you think that would change the way they act? Do you think since they have the guitar on their wall, they'd still be able to tell you what you should be playing?
Probably.
Joe Paulsif Watson in the chat says, embarrassing. Anyway,
Paulsif isn't a name.
If you haven't listened to Thought Cops before, every week we investigate the internet's outrage-inducing news stories, and then we sentence each perpetrator to a cruel and often unusual punishment. Grant, I see you got a cursor on something in the doc here. You want to start with that one?
Oh, do I?
Let's just do it.
Yeah. The gamer girl one?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. You have to do that one. I didn't read this.
That's fine. So there is...
All right.
There is a game that was announced called Gamer Girl.
Peggy 18.
Cool logo.
Hey everybody!
Okay, so this is
Okay, cool. Water
it's a real life video of a girl who's streaming on Twitch.
Junk has been taken out my
Cleavage
stream.
aplenty.
It's like front facing camera on our webcam. And there's a bunch of nasty comments on the side of the screen.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Moderator, what do I do? Like,
It's an FMV game.
And she's talking to you, and you're the moderator of her Twitch chat. And she's texting you.
For drinks after.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I know. What do you guys think? You got that, guys?
Oh, she's an IRL streamer too. Great.
They're playing some sort of kart racing game.
What's it to you?
Is Elliot Rogers is mad at her?
You don't say.
Choose the story. Oh, there's a lot of branching story paths here. Your choices matter.
Just gonna
Finally.
make sure he's okay.
It's like basically like a telltale.
It was a
This
very
is
two-lane.
horrifying.
Like that storyline chart showed that it's very two lane. There's a left and a right kind of choice to make.
That's basically.
Okay, so this is getting ominous.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? I never watched this. Okay, this is fucked up.
Yep. That's the intrigue there, right? You as her chat moderator are going to save her from danger? I guess. Is that the premise?
Dude, I gotta say the Safdie brothers have really gone downhill after Uncut Gems. This game looks terrible.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a really like big hit in a long time when it comes to FMV games.
Right.
And I'm extremely surprised at the direction of this one, where especially making you the player, you are the moderator to a streamer.
Mm-hmm.
And I like just even trying to picture that sounds like a terrible experience to when you're sitting down to play a game.
So Zwick in the chat says, in this game, you take on the role of a simp trying to protect the queen. Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a re-upload of the trailer.
Simpulator.
Because the trailer was pulled down by the company's YouTube page after, quote, disastrous reception.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Who wants this?
So
that's the question you got to ask. Who did they think wanted this?
In terms of one of the most useful metrics on YouTube, the like and dislike ratio, many more thumbs down compared to thumbs up. Yeah, it's just a weird. I think like this trailer serves to offend every single type of person.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's this weird. I get it to a certain point because there's probably a lot of gamers out there that are incels and just fucking terrible people. And
of course,
we've all seen it. We've all witnessed it. We know. But like the idea that like she's going to check on her friend and like you're in a dark basement and like she gets kidnapped or something, and this is like supposed to be representative of the gamer experience, as to say that all of these people that sit down and played fucking Overwatch or whatever like are like rapists and kidnappers and shit, is just like it feels like that level of equating like that this is the dark result of what happens, you know, because of this culture. And it's like, yeah, no, I do think that a lot of aspects of the culture are toxic and like terrible, but this is a little heavy-handed.
So I'm going to read a statement from the publisher Wales Interactive. They put this out in a series of tweets to explain the situation. They said, Gamer Girl is about the impact user comments and actions have on a streamer's mental health and well-being. Yep. The reason why FMV Future created the game was to raise the issue of the toxic environment, which can often appear online behind the anonymity of a username. Without giving away too much, Gamer Girl is an empowering story of a female streamer who, with the help of her moderator friend, battles the trolls and overcomes the toxic characters in her stream. Gamer Girl was co-written by Alexandra Burton, the lead actress who improvised the entire script. The research into the streaming content of Gamer Girl took 4 years, and the dev team at FMV Future interviewed dozens of female streamers, most of whom have experienced abuse of various kinds online. Some have even shared their experiences during interviews within the game. Players start the game as one of Abby's friends whom she trusts, and it is their job to make the channel a success, but also to guide the stream to keep Abby in a positive frame of mind. Online abuse is real and is still happening every day. Gamer Girl seeks to raise awareness of this issue. I don't think that's the quote. I don't think this is the way to do it.
Right.
I recommend. Yeah, I recommend actually watching the trailer for this. We'll have a link to it in the description of the episode, because it's very weird and it takes a very tasteless turn.
Yeah. I think that
it's a little much.
It's always a great time when someone goes to make a statement and make a point on a culture and then completely have no real idea what the culture is like. Like,
right.
What choices are you making in this game? It's not like, there's nobody's getting raided. you don't have to make the choice like, oh, do I start an OnlyFans or not? A lot of people are asking for it.
Mhm.
You know, those aren't the choices you're making in this game. I guess it's a moderator. This is just seems like a whack-a-mole of like, you know, straw men kind of caricatures of streamers and streamer audiences. It looks like if they're trying to send a message, they're the wrong people to do it.
So I would say the punishment for this would be, I feel like there's a lot of good options here, and I'm kind of having a hard time narrowing down on one I can succinctly think of.
24-hour ban.
Yeah, I would say so. And yeah, just if you fuck up, yeah, you get banned, and then your character, basically you take on the role of Elliot Rodgers. Because in the trailer, there is a character who does look like Elliot Rodgers and is filming from his car in the same sort of fashion.
I feel like if Elliot Rodgers was around these days, he would totally be simping.
Zwick in the chat says he wants to know if they show feet on the stream or not. I don't know, man. Maybe that's one of the secret endings. You got to really, you know, maybe there's a cheat code for that.
Right.
Right.
I want to move on to the next story here. Hut hike.
Anything
else?
else?
Where this is going. Hey, speaking of hut hike.
Hut. Hey, Kevin, have you ever go to this website? It's www.nfl.com. Hut. The
Washington Redskins have renamed their team to, wait for it, the Washington Football Team.
I love it. It sounds like a government issued football team name.
It might as well be. So, I mean, obviously people have been upset and complaining about this for a long, long time. And I think the irony really came to a surface when the official Twitter for the Washington Redskins posted Black Lives Matter. And it was like, dude, come on.
Right.
Yeah, timing.
Yeah. So anyway, they are changing their name temporarily to the Washington Football Team while they think of something better, I guess. But what could be better than that?
Temporarily? What?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah, it says they are figuring out a final rebranding for the team. They said it's going to be using the same color scheme, so it's the maroon and yellow still. Put the picture here for the logo here. It's pretty funny. It just Washington Football Team, established 1932.
I don't understand why make it temporary. Like you're making uniforms and stuff as a placeholder.
I would assume
that TBDs.
I would assume that
would be
this
better.
is probably like just to not have it be a controversy anymore. I think that they're just like, hey, we're just not going to go with the Redskins anymore, and it's just this for now, and then we'll find something later.
God, they're going to come back with something way worse, like
God,
the Washington Sambos or something.
The Washington Boop.
Oh no, a complete swing and a miss. So it says, you're doing a rebranding process that takes correctly 12 to 18 months. If you want to do it right, you have to take a deep breath, step back, and go through the process. I don't know how many like focus group meetings that are going to have to go through this.
God.
And it's like, I'm assuming they're going to have to take place over Zoom or something.
Right.
Like, how does this make you feel? Worse?
Right. Does A or B make you feel more offended?
Just imagining, like the sensitivity training, like, well, because we want a more proactive, forward thinking. How about instead of the Redskins, the Washington social justice warriors? Does that we want it to be forward thinking?
Hey, I'm not a sports guy. And this is going to be kind of an embarrassing question to ask. Is this for Washington State or Washington, D.C.?
D.C., I hope.
Okay. Well,
sure.
I'm going to look really stupid if that's not the case. But hey, I guess we all will. I got a punishment for this.
Yeah.
They should rename the team the Washington Cheetos.
Oh.
You
my.
would look stupid if this was for Washington State.
A
Because
little,
if it was-
a little political humor.
If it was for Washington State, they should be named the Washington Frasers.
Yeah.
Okay. So
crane.
we have two options here. Whatever this is, we'll keep them both in and let the fans decide what the truth is.
Or they just keep the name. I mean, it's funny. The Washington football team, like, it's perfectly descript. They don't need anything else. Yeah.
Like, from my understanding, as far as Native Indians that I know and that I've seen, there wasn't all that much outrage from them. In fact, I know that Native people made the logo and stuff like that. So I don't really mind about it either way. It just seems that, do you really want, big multi-million-billion dollar companies to just get better at concealing this kind of stuff? I guess. I don't know what the goal is.
I don't think anybody does.
Yeah.
Grant, what did you want to do next year?
Speaking of the gamer girls and simps, did you guys see the OK Boomer girl got fucking canceled?
She did?
No.
Kind of. It wasn't that widespread. I'm gonna put this article in the Discord chat. If you guys are listening to this podcast and you're not on the $5 Patreon tier, interacting with this chat, I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what's going on inside your head.
Patreon.com/ThoughtCops.
And yeah, you donate $5. You can listen to the episode as we record it. So all of the vocal hedges and fuck ups and time spent looking for articles, you can hear that all in real time. All the awkward silence that we edit out. But
so when somebody has to go poop, you can hear that. Well, you won't be able to hear them pooping, but you will hear us waiting for them to come back.
Yeah, listening to people wait on a poop.
So the brilliant minds at sausageroll.com posted this article, and it sort of made a little bit of a Twitter splash, but it didn't. I don't think it went viral or anything. But Nicolol Sanchez was arrested and sent to anger management. And it's a picture of her looking all cute. Both hands are on her face, blah, blah, blah. And OK Boomer girl might be cute, but she's got a violent history. She was arrested for domestic violence and had to go to anger management. And a lot of people were pretty upset. They were like, oh, of course, she's a Bernie supporter. Of course she did this.
Oh, come on.
That's legitimately the reaction I was seeing to this.
That's crazy. I definitely didn't hear about this, but I do find it fascinating. But this sounds like an old arrest, right? This is a previous arrest.
2018.
And it says here 2018.
Oh, you're
it says
right.
here in the article, she assaulted her partner or family member. So it's just nobody knows?
I guess so.
The jury's out, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're talking about it now if it happened 2 years ago.
I guess
it's just a big gotcha. Is this you? kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a couple people tweeted it out and they were like, oh, you remember the fucking OK Boomer girl that you were all simping for? Well, actually, she's bad because the arrest happened before her video went viral. If you remember, too, there was people kept doing parodies of her video. And I guess one person that did their own OK Boomer video was like a cannibal or something like that, or like a pretend witch. And people were like, oh, this girl that did this video is actually really horrifically bad. Please stop retweeting it.
I fucking hate the internet now, dude.
Yeah. It's a spaghetti of bad ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the other one you're mentioning that she's a cannibal or a witch or whatever? Is that the OK Liberal girl?
I think so. Yeah. And she's wearing like a Marx shirt or something like that.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
Oh,
OK
no,
Liberal.
I think they said she was a necrophiliac.
Oh, what?
Oh,
yeah. Same thing. Whatever.
Jesus Christ, man. This is like...
They die, you fuck them, or you eat them. Maybe sometimes both. Whatever.
Anything goes at that point.
Yeah. They're dead. Whatever. Who cares?
Also, it's it's got to be tough out there for the women necrophiliacs.
It is.
It's tough.
Yeah.
They get so much more hate than the male necrophiliacs.
It's true. They get abused. I got this game idea. Okay. Called TikTok Girl.
Oh,
and
God.
the goal is to get her as much, I don't know, flesh.
God. Just, don't finish the thought. It's fine in our minds.
I regretted the sentence as soon as I started it.
We're workshopping it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to hear it here, folks. Actually, we'll leave it in the episode because fuck it. So yeah, she was sentenced to 1 year in prison, it says.
Wow. That's a surprisingly deep sentence.
Did she serve all the time, though?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't read the article.
Whatever. Fuck it. Who cares? If you're getting your fucking new... This is why I like doing like a current events podcast and not a podcast that's like very strict politics or something like that, because it's like, if you're coming here for your information, like, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, this is where you get your reactions.
This is
here for the sausage roll headliners.
Right.
Just a couple of guys being like, huh? The fuck?
Yeah, what?
I mean, to be fair, I've listened to enough like the Joe Rogan podcast to know that like he doesn't do any research beforehand anyway.
Oh, no.
He goes, I thought that I heard this. Jamie, pull that up. And he does the same thing we do, which is just read a single line from a fucking Guardian article. So, fuck it.
But people do get their news from Joe Rogan. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their news on elk meat. I think that's about it. The rest is hearing Joe going, what? Huh? And then pull it up. And then they look at it and go, huh?
And then it's not too dissimilar from Thought Cops.
Right.
I like it.
Hey, whatever gets the job done, But to come up with a punishment for this is kind of confusing because she already served time.
And she's not like as prominent as she was like, primary season.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, she has been punished, but there's got to be something, right? Maybe some community service.
Yeah. Maybe like you said, I think you had a good one there, Chris. Just the TikTok Girl game.
Yeah, that's a good sentence.
Or stick her in the Gamer Girl game. I mean, she's hotter than the chick that they picked for that game, so I'd play the OK Boomer Girl game.
OK Boomer Girl game, an FMV experience. Make choices. Do you abuse your spouse or your family member?
And the goal is to be as cringe as possible. You get points.
Yeah.
And a secret ending.
Dude, I mean, I want to hoard those cringe points.
Yeah. That's sort of like the EXP in the game.
That'd be so funny if like putting her in that game just completely obscured the entire point of view of like the fact that women get abused online and she's like beating the shit out of her significant other. Like, maybe it's not just like people in comment sections that are abusive. Maybe it's just that humanity in general is fucked and that there's no answer and there's no way out. And, there's no point to any of this, Morty. That's all I got.
Yeah, agreed. We could. There's a OK Boomer Girl in all of us if we lose control of our faculties.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Grant, we got a lot of good stuff here. I don't know if we have time for everything, but do you want to jump to like another one here?
I want to get to this one because it's a little bit of a shorter one. It's really only worth the headline, but the headline is as follows. DJ Joey N-word drops his stage name. I've not felt comfortable with it for a while. He'll now go by his real name, David Lee. And not like the bad N-word one that you're all thinking of, but like the old school one. The word black in Spanish. I don't want to say it. Someone put it in our Discord and wanted to know who would be the first one out of the two of us to say the word. And I'm here to say that I'm not going to say the word. Google the article.
DJ Joey Gamerword.
There we go. Hey, okay, that may be a better... Grant, is that the punishment? Like you said, you want to make it
honestly, quick. Yeah, because... he's a DJ. I've never heard of him in my life. the same thing with all of these like renaming controversies, like the Washington Redskins and stuff like that. People are now taking a second approach to like, maybe we don't call things this. Maybe I change my name. Maybe this. I got another punishment actually. Yeah, Joey musical artist. I mean, because his real name is Dave Lee, and it's like, why is your name DJ Joey Gamer Word? Like, why? What made you come up with that? He probably answers it. Yeah, so they point out the Black Madonna confirmed that she changed her stage name. We talked about like the Dixie Chicks are now the Chicks. What was the other one? Lady Antebellum is now Lady A, and then there's a lawsuit regarding that. So it's just within the same bounds of everyone's looking at these things and going like, oh, this was problematic before, but now I'm going to do something about it. So
how about another potential punishment is he has to change his name to DJ Trader Joey. There we go. And we should jump to that one on that note, actually.
Yeah, that's a good segue.
So a California teen launched a petition this week calling on Trader Joe's to change their racist packaging. So Trader Joe's has a number of different brands within their brand. So, for example, they have taco shells. It says Trader Jose's taco shells. Right. There's a couple other ones. What were they? There's like Chinese food, Trader Ming's. Middle Eastern products are Arabian Joe. And then I guess white people food is just regular Trader Joe.
Regular Joe, yeah.
So it's not chains or anything. It's the name on a couple of their select products here.
Right, yeah, which I don't think that there's necessarily... I mean, if there's certain imagery and stuff like that that's utilized, but to just say like, oh, well, you know, in America it's Trader Joe's, but if we're selling Mexican food, like Joe, the equivalent to Joe in Mexican would be Jose. I don't have a problem with that. I don't think that there's anything offensive about that.
A lot of responses on Twitter, people saying I'm Hispanic. I don't find it offensive at all. Somebody says, bro, I'm Latino, and this is stupid AF.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, well, there's a portion of this that is like white savior stuff, but you know, I feel like when there's these big issues that happen, some people set up a really small milestone and then try to knock it down, and it just seems a little counterproductive. To like, I don't even know if I've ever even been into a Trader Joe's, let alone have time to care about it.
Right. Have you guys ever seen this sauce, like the sauce brand Newman's Own?
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody's, and maybe I missed it, but you know, we've been talking a lot about this sort of rebranding.
It's been brought up. There's a picture of Paul Newman, and one of them's like the sesame like dressing or whatever the fuck. There's like an Asiatic sesame dressing, and it's like him with a fucking like karate outfit on, like holding two swords or something. And people have brought it up before, but I don't know.
One with him like a poncho and a sombrero.
Right. Yeah. But I don't think anything happened as a result of it that I can remember. And that's the type of stuff where it's like, yeah, I get like, maybe take that down. Maybe that's not the best thing if we're trying to fight against racism. But I do think that there is like, and I feel like we've talked about it before because this is being brought up more and more, where it's like, yeah, no, I do think to a certain extent representation in media and in advertisement and all these different things, I think that it matters to a point, but in terms of like long-term systemic change to the actual problems people have to deal with in normal life, it's very minor and mild. And while you want to see people, make bigger changes over a long period of time, and like I think that it's good if you take out some of certain racist imagery and stuff like that. Like again, there police reform, please. Like
right, yeah,
Joe, yeah. Credit to Joe Paul Safwazson in the chat for that one.
Right, exactly. Like, it's a really dumb thing to interrupt a bigger conversation.
Right.
It's a really dumb thing. But,
and after a while, it does feel like
the Aunt Jemima thing. I would say yes. Aunt Jemima stuff, yes.
Right.
Sure.
That's definitely different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to put a punishment on this one.
That's a tough one. I would just say they got to change their name as well to just Racist Joes.
Yeah, I would say so. They're like,
and then it's like not even to anyone in particular. It's just Racist Joe.
Just some, like the big Trader Joe's logo on the front of the store. Just imagine like walking into a store with like, the big red letters. It just says like Racist Joe's. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get some organic rice and some
almond milk
and frozen macaroni and cheese bites from Racist Joe's.
Right. At least you know. At least you know you're getting racist products by racists for racists.
Right. Well, let's move on to Key to the City. As I always say, it's something nice, something sweet, something swell in these unprecedented times.
Unpresidente times.
Ooh.
Which is racist.
All right. Well, my Key to the City this week goes to the. This is a local hit for anybody here in Chicago or Neo Chicago. The tamale guy opened his own restaurant in Ukrainian Village. So if you live in Logan Square or Wicker Park or Humboldt Park or Ukrainian Village in Chicago, anywhere like on the northwest side or whatever, and you've been out drinking late at night, you're at Logan Arcade, you're at Slippery Slope, you're at Emporium, and you had about 18 beers, and you're like, man, I could really use some food. And all of a sudden, like a glowing beam of light,
the clouds part.
A man with a heated cooler full of, I don't know what the fuck that means, a heated cooler. A man with a bunch of tamales for sale walks through, and he walks through yelling, tamales, and you're like, how much? And he's like, oh, like 3 for $1, however much he was charging, super cheap. And sometimes you get 10 at once because you need it. And this guy has probably saved my life a handful of times. And like I said, now he's opening up his own. Well, of course, in these during the pandemic. Yeah, I'm gonna assume it's probably takeout only. But hopefully, when this all clears up post-vaccine, we can go to a sit-down restaurant and eat some of his famous tamales. My Key to the City goes to the tamale guy this week for opening up his own restaurant.
Nice.
Good job, tamale guy. We made it.
Kris, what's your Key to the City this week?
Let's see. I'd have to say my Key to the City goes to the new wave of celebrity children online. The children of celebrities online roasting their parents.
Oh, okay.
That's been happening a lot more. I have been enjoying it. There's Willow Smith. There was that daughter all over social media. I can't remember. It's like she's the daughter of a congressman or something like that, roasting her parents. Alex Jones's kid is on Snapchat, totally embarrassing him, posting pictures of him with his ass crack out, looking in the fridge and stuff like that. I like it. I like that these children of celebrities get to pop up and just kind of shine a light on some of their parents.
Embarrass the parents for once, as opposed to the parents embarrassing them.
Exactly. I'm into it.
And exploiting them for millions of dollars.
It's a new zeitgeist.
Yeah. I mean, how else would we get a peek at Alex Jones's ass crack?
I'm sure he would just show it if he wanted to. He's one of those types of guys.
He is on the path to eventually just doing that voluntarily. Yeah. So that's where my Key to the City would go to. Good job, kids.
Nice.
Good job. Hey, the kids are all right.
Kids are all right. They're going to be okay.
Yeah. My Key to the City goes with a heavy heart to Michael Brooks of the Michael Brooks Show and of the Majority Report.
Agreed. Who
passed away suddenly a couple days ago. One of the I have a hard time with political stuff because I think we're all of a certain persuasion on the show, and it's like I don't want the show to be partisan or political or anything like that, but I, oftentimes like bring up certain things, or like there's better or worse political commentators. But I mean, I've been watching the Majority Report basically daily for the past 2 or 3 years, and it's really helped inform my opinion on a lot of things. Not that I agree with everything that everybody says all the time, but it's like, it's good to have people who are smarter, well-informed, speak from the platform of having like going into the detail about certain policy, as opposed to doing it from like a purely ideological standpoint. Not that I think that ideology is in and of itself bad, but when you use it just as sort of like a fucking hammer towards everything that you do, as opposed to getting into the details of stuff. So like, I really appreciate that aspect of the show where it's like, we're going to actually take this story apart piece by piece and talk about like why we think it's bad or why we think it's good. And they did they've always done a really good job with that. And Michael himself, I felt like his body of work was had a very positive shift that I liked seeing within the realm of like left-wing politics, which is to say, like, he saw the problem that a lot of people like Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, a lot of these intellectual dark web people, he saw that they were like answering certain questions that weren't being addressed by the left, or that the left wasn't doing a good job of addressing. And like sort of made that what ended up being his life's work, is saying like, hey, the left needs to be better on free speech, or the people that stand up for free speech within the left need to have their voices projected better, or like we need to be better about humor, or like we really are alienating, the stereotypical white racist hicks in the middle of the country that liberals say fuck off to. Like, no, we're all sort of in this together, and we need people to come to our side based on the arguments that we make, as opposed to putting people down and shit like that. And he wrote an entire book about it, which I'd like to read for, I think that'd be a good Fire Bros.
I would be down.
Piece of content to review. It's called Against the Web, and it's talking about the intellectual dark web.
Oh, sorry.
I met him at a live show. I took he was famous for wearing an Adidas tracksuit. He either wore regular suits or Adidas tracksuits, and so I went to one of his live shows wearing just all Adidas, and I took a picture with him. But suddenly passed away, only 36 or 37 years old. Happened suddenly, just freak medical accident, sort of freak medical condition. Yeah.
Sounds like it could have been I don't know if this for sure, but it sounds to me like it could have been blood clot related.
It was a blood clot. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I do want to add that, same, like that's really, really shitty news, especially with Michael Brooks. There's a lot of people who, being a political mouthpiece is very advantageous. People make careers out of it. And Michael Brooks was not only just a really smart guy who could, no matter what the story was about, he could illustrate a point well while having levity with it. He'd be very funny about it in a lot of ways. And you gotta appreciate and celebrate those people who are doing that work without being grifters. And he was definitely one of the best examples you could even find.
Right. And I find like, cause I, from time to time, either on the show or like my Bernie stream or anything like that, like I do a lot of impressions, and I've always found that the best way to do an impression is not to try and do an impression of the person, but to find a person who's very good at impressions and to just like do an impression of them doing an impression. And like my Bernie voice was me doing an impression of Michael Brooks doing an impression of Bernie, like, or his Obama impression. Like he was very good at that. Incredible. Yeah, he was very funny. And again, not in like a Jon Stewart-y type of Daily Show way. Did
he start off with "Let me be clear"?
Yeah. Yeah, very funny, very talented, very smart. And the people that he had on his show, he got to interview Noam Chomsky. He got to interview Richard Wolff a number of times. He got to interview Cornel West. People whose work themselves are very fascinating to sort of delve into. And it's just sad to see. It's sad to see the potential that he had and how much he did in the short time that he had, and to know what more he could have done with his platform that was continuing to grow.
Yeah, no, I got into him somewhat recently too, because of you. Yeah. And I've been enjoying his content lately. I mean, now I have a large well to choose from now, so I'm excited to
catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he also it's funny to see someone who is a lot more qualified, like Michael Brooks, pop into some of these debate streams and stuff with people. He did one with Destiny and stuff, and it was just kind of really hilarious to see the difference between someone like Michael Brooks and someone like Destiny, who debates over Twitch all day, every day. And yeah, very, very sincere, funny guy. Doing a lot of projects, a lot of them, just constantly grinding.
Yeah, it felt like in a lot of ways he was just sort of getting started, and it's sad to see this happen at this time. But he did a debate with, I don't think he did a lot of debates, but he debated Sargon of Akkad once, and it was hilarious. The entire debate, he was talking about what was it, the regressive left, and he's like, could you give me one example? Could you define what you're talking about with the regressive left? And he didn't do it for an entire 30 minutes, and he just kept naming off the time. He's like, I would just like to point out, we're 12 minutes into the debate and you still have not defined what you're trying to criticize. We're 20 minutes into the debate and you still have not defined what you were trying to criticize. And it was hilarious.
Yeah, definitely recommend that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up Michael Brooks. I was going to give him the key to the city too, but I was a little concerned that might be a little too heavy.
We've done a lot of keys to the city for people who've passed away.
Good.
Which is the happy part of the show. Let's drag it down.
I'm a fan of that.
On somewhat of a related note here, this week's Thought Cop's word of the week is doom scrolling. There's an article on NPR that coined the term here. Basically, as you can probably infer, this comes from the endless scrolling, taking in all the bad news, because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it this in these times, and it's just sort of the endless intake of all these stories of police brutality, all these stories of the virus, all these stories of Elon Musk and Grimes arguing with each other. It's too much. It's a lot. So the article here about doom scrolling, it says, our minds are wired to look out for threats. The more time we spend scrolling, the more we find those dangers, the more we get sucked into them, and the more anxious we get. So doom scrolling is taking this all in endlessly, makes you feel like everything is gloomy, everything is anxious. You go back to look for more and more and more information, which I think it is important to be informed, but right. You gotta pace yourself. I to keep up with all of this now of all times, I mean, it is not healthy. Do your best to stay informed, but also do something nice for yourself.
Yeah. Log off once in a while.
Practice, actually actively practice, just kind of stepping away from that kind of stuff. Right. I think you'll approach everything with a better head. You'll stay informed and all that. Yeah. Yeah. But I definitely feel that there's a lot of people like that in my life as well. And I feel that we need a terminology. There's a lot of there's Karens, there's Beckys, there's Chads, there's Stacys, there's Kyles. Everybody's name's getting a kind of attribute put onto it. Right. And we need some sort of quick term for people who will take any conversation about anything and make it political.
There will be one. Yeah, it's called a grant. Just kidding.
Hey, got him. Yeah.
Yeah.
The doom scrolling thing's very true. You're just subconsciously looking for something to bother you until you find it.
What about about a Shapiro?
Hey, that's not bad.
Because that sounds very much like a political commentator who's like, how come everything has to be political? How come make the football man stand up?
Yeah, right.
So the article here says like things like you can even simply like set a timer, 15, 30 minutes. You can scroll that long. When the timer's up, get out of there. And it says, when you're done, how about you give a friend a call, you eat a bowl of ice cream, whatever, man.
Yeah.
I said, do something you like.
It doesn't even have to be something like really respectable like that. Like, I don't know, jerk off.
Yeah. Treat yourself.
Just make sure you give yourself a break and treat yourself. Yeah. What better way?
I feel like doom scrolling or doom scrollers would be like the good name of a Thought Cop spinoff.
Yeah.
That would be
a video series or something like that. Got to use that in some capacity.
God, I'm not going to lie, man. I wish I kind of wish that was the name of the show.
I like Thought Cops. I feel like it's descript.
It is.
Yeah, see, Thought Cops is the motorcycle, and you need a little side cart.
The doom scroller.
Yeah. Yeah, a pretty good term. A lot of syllables, but I still like it.
Yeah.
It also sounds like something you'd, like an item you'd find in D&D.
So before we get to our final segment of the show, the listener voicemails, Kris, plug it all. Where can we find all your great content, Cyanide and Happiness, all that good stuff?
Oh, the best way to do it is to search Cyanide and Happiness. Usually that is a nice quick highway straight to us. But
you could just use like google.com for that.
Yeah, google.com. I wouldn't recommend using Bing for it. But yeah, just google.com. You could search Cyanide and Happiness. You could search Explosm. I know you're not stupid. I know you can find us. And I'm _ Kris Wilson _ on Twitter. Kris Explosm on Instagram. You know how this works.
And Zwick in the chat here posted you guys all know who Zwick is. Like, this guy named Zwick in our listener chat.
Love that Zwick.
Yeah, he put a link here to a game you guys have on Steam, Freakopolis.
That's right. Freakocalypse. Yeah, Freakocalypse is coming out this year.
Freakocalypse.
Yeah, it's a point-and-click adventure game with a lot of dark humor and twists and stuff, and we're really excited about it. I've done over 7,000 lines of voice acting for it, so...
Oh, wow.
Come endure that.
That sounds great, man. And that comes out soon, you said?
Yeah, it comes out before fall.
Hell yeah. All right.
Yeah, Freakocalypse is what I wish we would have named it, but... I don't think the Nintendo Switch would let us do that.
Damn.
Free cock lips. Yeah, you know how many organic search terms we get for people looking for free cock and everything.
Yeah.
Make the algorithm work for you.
Yeah, exactly. Come to me.
If you guys want to leave a voicemail, give us a call, 312-788-7361, or you can send us an audio file if you don't want us to have your phone number, or if you don't want to use *67. You can send an audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com.
I mean, it's not like we do anything with the phone number. Like,
oh, no.
Someone calls in and I'm just like, haha, I know what your phone number is, bitch.
I shouldn't have said that.
Leave it in. It's funny.
Yeah. All right, so
make a director your own yellow book of Thought Cops callers.
Hey, Thought Cops, IO Netrunner here, and this week my 2 minutes of hate is Emmanuel Goldstein. This motherfucker has been running the Brotherhood for far too long, and we need to take him down. And his book, The Theory and Practice of Oligarchical Collectivism, it is a threat to our great nation of Oceania. I mean, I personally haven't read it, but come on. Giving up a few civil liberties to end this threat is just a small price to pay. Anyway, keep it up, guys. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Bye-bye.
That was great.
You're welcome.
Well, you know what book not to read in your book club.
Y'all, I hate to bring up politics again. Did y'all see the clip of Dave Rubin trying to explain 1984?
No.
Oh, it's palpable. The guy's so fucking stupid. It's a book that's assigned in middle school, and he's like, well, what they really needed in 1984 was a Trump-like figure, and it's just like, shut the fuck up, you moron.
Yeah, I also caught Ben Shapiro's misguided approach on the Joe Rogan podcast to talk about 1984. Like the idea that 1984, like public outrage is even allowed in that book. I don't get it. Like the idea that, 1984 was about all those girls with dyed hair.
Right. Yeah.
Being totalitarian.
Big instead of Big Brother, big they them.
Oh my God. That's good.
10 points for that one, man.
Coño. Buenas tardes, oficiales pensativos. Es tu abuelo, nube encendida. Quería avisarles que el 0 en 3210 o 0123.
A little
no
rusty
es
on my
muda.
Spanish.
No sé por qué piensan eso.
I don't know Spanish at all.
Ahora estoy hablando en español y no puedo parar. No sé qué más decir. Ahora, bye bye.
Bye. Yeah, I haven't taken Spanish since high school. I'm gonna assume those were words of encouragement.
I hope so.
Right. Yeah. Same with the high school Spanish. You know, if you could be overly formal when you speak in Spanish, it might help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I never took it.
We'll get back to you on that one.
I'm going to assume the word abuelo was in there at one point.
I thought yeah.
All right, guys. What's up? How's it going?
I'm fine.
Hope you all doing well.
Yeah.
Every day.
The longer Corona keeps going on, and most things here are back open, except like there's not going to be big events and clubs are going to stay closed for a while. And some smaller things that just are annoying for my day-to-day life, but you got to do what you got to do.
Of course.
Amen.
But the longer this keeps going on, the more extreme my opinions about it get. In the beginning, I thought, this is necessary. Lockdown is necessary to prevent healthcare from crashing. Then after a month, I was like, this is getting ridiculous, taking away our freedoms. Another month later, I'm like, this is a hoax. This is just a way to make us more dependent on the government. And now I'm at the point where I think that if you're under 40 years old, let's say 40 years old,
Hey, that's me.
and you get corona and you die, maybe you didn't deserve to be alive from the beginning. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I'm spitballing here.
It always is.
As a listener, I can tell you guys are affected by the lockdown as well. You guys can't do comedy. I know this because last episode, goddamn, some of these jokes were just terrible. I almost considered quitting my Patreon subscription.
Christ.
I thought we had a lot of great,
asshole.
Yeah, I thought we had a lot of great ones last week.
Yeah.
So, like, is this the let God sort him out argument?
I guess.
Podcast Darwinism.
Yeah. But he's right. I'm sure the listeners probably have noticed a shift in our levels of sanity.
Yeah. Well, when you're doing a podcast and you don't get to go out and experience a lot, it's hard to make a lot of new conversation.
Right.
I will say that's the only thing he was right about in that entire voicemail.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to stand on the if you died, you probably deserved it thing.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the soapbox that's worth fighting over, but I do feel
like I've heard it before.
I do feel like as the quarantine has continued, that my affinity for like terrible humor has only grown, because it's like, you don't get to go to a comedy club and see someone smart deliver a good point. It's just like, all that I think is funny anymore is like Aaron Klopfer's tweets about like his wife's like casserole, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. This is hilarious. Wow.
We dusted off the Bad Luck Brian last week.
Yeah.
I mean, I was listening back to that episode for the with Zwick for the draft, and I was like, dude, I was laughing my fucking ass off. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And I don't mean I was just laughing at the things I said. I thought the guest was very funny.
Right. I liked his cat. I didn't realize his cat was in the background the entire episode meowing. I didn't hear that when we recorded it, but listening back, put a muzzle on that thing.
We had 2 guests last week, you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as bad comedy goes, it's an art form in its own right. Like, I think Norm Macdonald is a case study for that. Like,
right.
He understands how to do a well done bad joke.
You have to understand good jokes before you can understand bad jokes.
Yeah, that well said.
Oh, he says in the chat, I'm just being a dick. Of course, all your jokes landed perfectly. You killed. Wow.
Yeah.
Proper dictum. Nice work.
And I'm by that logic, I assume that he didn't mean anything else he said in the voicemail either.
Right.
Definitely some solid straight face acting.
Yeah.
If we didn't live in a fucking shithole world timeline, I would be getting ready with other former guests of the show, Goth Charlotte, to see Bauhaus today.
Oh, that's right.
I'm in my room alone, eating Puerto Rican food, watching 90 Day Fiancé because...
I mean, that sounds lit.
1/3 or whatever of the U.S. population thinks masks give you super AIDS
so do the
and
Germans.
make you a communist. So I'm just really, really upset. The punishment is that if you think masks make you sick or it's communism, then you just spontaneously combust. I have no sympathy for these people. Just please die. Please die quickly. I wanted to see Bauhaus so badly.
That's a bummer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a bummer. Yeah. Well, I think that falls in line as far as like the mask thing. I think that falls in line with those Bens or those Shapiros or whatever we're called them, those grants, whatever we decide the word is. Yeah, where it's like, all right, a mask thing is now a statement, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Of course, because everything is.
Right.
Or I love the, everything's either a statement or the conspiracy theorists that are, the conspiracy theories that are along the lines of like, well, the CDC says something and they're completely full of shit. But did you know, I read an article that said that actually if you wear a mask, you get carbon dioxide poisoning and it can kill you. And it's like, so you believe that, but you don't think that like the virus is real?
Right. Well, I mean, I absolutely love conspiracy theories. They're so funny. I enjoy seeing people talk about them.
Right.
And but I have to say that all the mask related ones have been the opposite of a good time kind of conspiracy. It's just been
Yeah,
a lot of like a wild extrapolation and just none of the fun aspects. None of the Disney killed Miley Cyrus and replaced her with a lookalike.
Or trying to figure out like who shot Kennedy or something like that. It's like, oh no, this is actively ruining the world right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, people are taking it as doctrine, and it's just not nearly as fun as Bill Hicks didn't die. He's just Alex Jones doing an Andy Kaufman kind of thing.
Well, it's like they say, tragedy plus time equals comedy. So, read the room. Let's chill on the COVID conspiracy theories, and we'll wait till we get that great vaccine, and we can all laugh about how much this sucked.
Yeah, I don't think so. Bill Gates is putting microchips in the vaccine, brother. Read up on it.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Nano machines.
Yeah, can't stand those nano machines, man. I mean, I know that we have very large machines that we can't get to work, for more than 6 months. But nano machines, we got that on lockdown.
All right, everybody, thanks for listening. If you feel like supporting the show, you can throw us a few bucks over at patreon.com/thoughtcops. We got a lot of bonus content on there. You can come hang out in the live chat. And it's a good time overall. Speaking of a great time, though, Kris, so much... hold on. God damn it.
So much thank for doing a show with because us, you.
Hey, the mine is pleasure.
Everybody... God, what the hell? I'm glad my brain stopped working at the end of the episode.
I'm the one hungover, and you're the one that's fucking up. It's supposed to reverse be.
It's Saturday, baby. No need for brains.
Yeah.
Bye good, everybody.
Bye good.
Bye good.